Welcome to your January 5th first meeting of 2026 Power Hour meeting with Katelyn, Carly, and Clare Fulton. And happy birthday to Clare. Woo. Sorry. We got to bring up the energy.
Every 5 minutes, everybody.
That's right. We had 2 weeks off. I don't know if that's normal to have that long. It's not a bad thing, but yeah, we had the full 2 weeks off. I know people were busy working though, not off.
I'm sure the parents are happy to get the kids
Parents
back.
happy? Yeah.
What about all those 50% of the Ontario workers that have to go to work today downtown?
Oh yeah.
They're not happy.
Right?
Is it full time too?
5 days a week.
Apparently 50% of the people were already back to work anyway, so this is the rest of the 50%. So Ontario, and I hear that the banks too are bringing people back. And so that's all good news for downtown. Hopefully get things back to normal. Hopefully we need things back to normal, right?
Yeah, the young people are not happy though. If you look on Instagram or any kind of social media, there's tons of memes right now. We missed the boat. We were supposed to learn what remote working was. They're blaming the commercial people, that they're just forcing people to go back to work to bring up the economy.
Yeah.
And young people, they're saying we can't afford to buy a house. And now we don't want to go into work to make money to buy a house. And now they still can't buy a house and they're still angry.
Guess the rental market's going to be all right.
And Rajpal just made a good point, rental market, and that's what we're seeing in a lot of the stats.
On the positive side, and I'm trying to convince the agents to do the same thing. So if you hear me say this more than once, then it's going to be you have to go back to the office and see what's going on. I mean, you can't work from home, I'm sorry. Well, you can, but you think you can, but you can't.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting, even just looking at our top agent list, most of those agents have at least made some sort of effort to come into the office and involve themselves in the office, like all you guys kind of here.
Yeah, especially this time of year too, right? You want to set your goals. You got 2026 coming around. What's my goals? What am I going to do? What am I going to do different? What am I going to do the same? What worked? What didn't work? And then you talk to other people in the office. They're going the same struggle as you are. So hear what they have to say. Like the fellow today was talking about prospecting. If I said to you prospecting, is prospecting good or bad?
Great.
Necessary.
Yeah, I was going to say non-negotiable.
The question is, what is prospecting? So is prospecting picking up the phone and prospecting people strangers, or is prospecting phoning people you already know?
It's just talking to people.
Or is prospecting do a social media trying to generate leads?
Sure.
Or is social media all the different platforms and trying to generate business? I mean, that's prospecting, not that's
Talking to people.
I think at the root of it, that is literally your job as a real estate agent.
So usually on January 1st, everybody has their New Year's resolutions, what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. And then what both guys said today, it's one thing to think about it and talk about it, but it's one thing to do it.
Yep.
Right? So don't make it so complicated that you can't do it. Just make it very simple.
Yep. I did like what he said too about choosing the agents you hang out with. Because sometimes you can hang out with other people in the business that are very negative and have a very negative mindset about what's going on in the market, and that will affect you as well. So you should be hanging out with each other if you have positive outputs and all that. Don't be hanging out with the agents that are all negative, but because we've heard it.
Yeah, for sure.
People are like, oh, the market sucks, and they hang out with each other.
And it's not a complicated business. I mean, your past clients, your friends, people you already know, you're going to keep in contact with them anyways, and hopefully they're going to think about you in real estate, but you have to remind them that you're in real estate. But people that you don't know, there's how are you going to contact those folks, right?
Yeah.
And we've got all the do not call list, we've got all the phone numbers, blah, blah, blah. An agent that's been in the business for a long time, they have their routines. Like when they get a listing, they're going to do just sold. They're going to phone the street, hey, I just listed this property up the street, or this property just sold up the street. The arguments I get, well, the phone number's there, half the phone numbers are missing. That's fine. Don't worry about those guys. Phone the other half that are there. You know what I mean? Or social media, something like that. But there's got to be some kind of routine. And every time you get a listing, shoot the same routine each time. So that's the type of thing you should be doing for your New Year's resolution, in my mind.
Yep, I agree. So we usually ask about open houses. Did anyone run an open house this holiday season?
Probably not this weekend.
Probably not. We probably took a break from that. Did anyone run showings during the holiday? Were people busy looking at houses?
Days.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been busy.
In Markham and Stouffville, and there was an open house that was scheduled on MLS, and our clients said that they walked in and they were like not expecting anybody for an open house. But they weren't the first people to show up, so the sellers were like sitting at home just having people walk into the house. Said how many people came through. It said 6 people in one day.
Oh.
and they weren't expecting it, so they were out.
Wait, the sellers were running the open house?
Basically.
Basically, they didn't update what they were supposed to update, so it said MLS open house. So
Oh my
we showed
But it was still
God.
available.
It's still available for sale, but then
How
they basically-
embarrassing.
So for those-
the seller said, "I'm tired of these dipshits coming in into my house."
They should have been happy,
I
to
should-
be
I should-
honest.
hey, that's what we thought. We're like, here, you want 800K, right?
So for those
Give me
at
the
home, Raj Paul is telling a story about some people that were going through an open house that was advertised on MLS or Realtor.ca.
It was on. We saw it on MLS.
On MLS,
So we
and-
thought it should be, but if they canceled it without the proper amount of time,
Yeah,
the
so we don't know if they
clients
canceled it,
weren't
but
aware of
people showed up and the sellers were home and not expecting people, but 6 groups went through.
That's wild.
No, they got stopped.
Oh, they
at
got
the door
stopped. They
by
didn't even get to go
somebody
through.
calling- calling
Oh,
the
man.
They wouldn't even let them come in?
Well, that's
Oh,
6
man.
failed showings, unfortunately, that are probably not going to come back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
gosh.
the
So
agent
So the
should
good news is
have.
there were 6 buyers.
That's
when,
right.
When did this happen?
This was on the weekend.
On the weekend. So there's
Mm-hmm.
6 buyers out there. So I was
there.
kind of waiting to see when the buyers are going to come out. So that's good.
Like they're out.
That's
Yeah.
good news.
It is
Okay.
good. Not for that seller, but good news in general. It's
Yeah,
good.
but like all visitors are not the buyers. Some have a full-time business.
Well, other people got better
They're
things.
around the-
Yeah, but sometimes you got better things to do than look at houses.
They might not be a buyer today,
They have
but
full-time
they're
hobby to check the houses.
yeah, but they're not a buyer today. Maybe they're a buyer next year or sometime, or they're still a human that you can connect with to try to get some business from, right? It's never right now. It's never that house, yeah. But that it is a good sign, so it's good. Should we go into the stats? Or you have other stuff?
Okay, so how about 25? Let's just recap 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody put up your hand who thought 2025 was a great year? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
It's okay.
3, 4, 5. Right.
It had to happen.
So the market's not as bad as everybody thinks, because there's people that actually did very, very well. I know people in this office that had their best year ever,
Yes.
They hustled.
right? And other people they're struggling. So the business is out there. You just have to be able to find the secret sauce or whatever it might be. And the secret sauce thing is being in the game, right? So
Yeah.
that's it. So.
Yeah. No, it's true.
So I can do stats right now. You want stats? Or?
Sure.
Okay, so I've got. I'm going to just do December stats. January stats. There's not too many sales right now for the first 5 days in January, so I'm not going to talk about those. But the biggest thing that I saw, and maybe you did too, was before you get into that, the fellow here, Brandon, was talking about know your stats, know your numbers, right? So when I say these things, hopefully I'm going to test everybody here right now. How many active listings did we have in December?
We got down to 17,000.
About 20,000 or so, right? How many active listings do we have on January 1st?
17,000, baby.
17,000. So that means we sold 3,000 houses in one day.
And then
Oh, my stupid mistake.
probably a little cancellations.
or did listings expire on December 31st and people take them off the market, right? So if you happen to be in a farm area or an area there where the sign's no longer on that property, I think that would be somebody I want to talk to. Say, hey, I notice your sign's not there anymore on the property here. What do you think about doing? So there's lots of opportunities out there that if you're looking to see what's there, right? So that's it. So there's 17,300 active listings right now. 9,400 are freeholds and 7,800 are condos. Vacancy is about 40%. So about 40% of these properties are vacant. That's for sale. Sales themselves. So unfortunately, we had 3,600 as far as I can see. These are my numbers, not Treb's. Treb will add another couple hundred to these numbers here, so they might try to reach it over 4,000, but we'll see what they do. But I've got 3,600 sales. Last year we had 4,000 sales, so it's actually minus 10%. Freeholds are only down 7%, and condos are actually down 14%. So everybody knows, everybody agrees that the condo market is still struggling. Does anybody have a condo market that's not happening? And not just downtown Toronto, even Markham, other places.
Durham.
There's Durham too. I didn't realize Durham. Durham condos are sitting there. Interesting. Sales over 101%. Generally, you're about 12%, 10%. Last month we were 14%. So that tells me that the properties that are selling, that people are re-listing at a low price and they're demanding, they're looking for multiple offers. So it's a purpose-built multiple offer situation, but it happens successfully 14% of the time. So not all the time, but never, not never. So it's a strategy that's there. Daily, unfortunately, 117 per day. Months of inventory, 4.8 average. Freeholds, 4.1. Condominiums, 5.9. Now these are numbers that are manufactured a little bit because the months of inventory 4.8. So all I did is I took 3,600 sales, divided by 17,000 active listings, came up with a number of 4.8. But if I took the real number of 20,000, right, that number would certainly be higher than 5. So when we're 5, are we reaching now what, a buyer's market?
Yep.
Everybody agree? Buyer's market, right? So that's it. Anybody have any sellers that don't know it's a buyer's market?
Don't want to admit it's a buyer's market.
Right, because that's always a problem too, right? Because that is the problem that I'm reading. That the prices themselves are high. I'm not going to talk about the number of sales. That's
It's way too early. It's basically like January 1st. So.
Year-to-date sales. Again, Treb has different numbers. So Treb, the way I do it, I've got 67,000 sales last year. Treb has 70,000, so they're going to add another 5%. I don't know where they got the 5%, but they do. I've got this year at 61,000, so add another 5%. It's going to be probably 63 or 64, 65,000, which is still going to be down about 9% from last year. So that's, we've been consistent. You know, so consistent 9% all year. I think it's been about the same, about 9%. I didn't check, but I do believe though that the last quarter was probably down more than 9%, because December itself was down. What did I say? It was down. Sales were down for 10%. Yeah, okay. Don't know about that. Leases. 18,000 active leases. There's 8,000 freeholds, 10,000 condos. Vacant. 61% of all leased properties are vacant. That's quite a bit, right? Leases made are actually up 15%. There's 6,800 versus 5,900 last year. Pretty much the same there. The freeholds themselves are up 14%, and the condos are up 16%. So a lot of people were saying, a lot of people moving downtown, they're probably renting instead of buying.
I agree, yeah.
So we're starting to see a bit of a push on that. I wrote it down, but I don't have it here. Year to date. So what did I say? Year to date sales were how much?
61,609.
61,609. How many leases do you think that Toronto Real Estate Board did?
Last year.
Yeah, in 25. I have the answer. So we did, again, we're going to do around 62, 63, 64,000 sales. Leases, Toronto Real Estate Board did 112,000. We're doing, leases are significantly more than sales.
Yeah.
And that has happened, that trend has happened since COVID. I don't know why that, used to be that we would do one lease every month or so, and then now we're doing
About
hundreds.
100.
Is that because the lease prices went up so high, or
I think it's because affordability is still a problem. People are renting
still
instead.
affordability? But I'm just wondering what those other companies called RentX, those purpose-built rental companies, what are they all doing there if the realtors are taking over?
They're on a hybrid trend. So today, for the first time, the amount of rental versus homeowner and condo are exactly the same. Or renting starting to oversee homeowners in 2025.
Really? Because I remember years ago, it used to be that 60 or 70% of all property or all property is owned, not rented.
Yeah, I think it's
Now
now we're
50-50?
going opposite now.
It's too expensive.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think the desire to own a house is just a lot different now in Canada. People are not so fussed about it as they used to be. They're putting their money elsewhere.
Too many old houses, maybe.
It's true. Yeah.
so them's the stats.
Good. Oh man, it's sort of hard to summarize the whole year because all the headlines I was reading summarizing major real estate headlines, all the economic stuff. Like we had a lot of turmoil this year. We still have a lot of stuff that's looming as well. And I think last year, what did Ben say the word of the year was? Was it pivoting?
Last
He
year.
had something that didn't turn out to be what it ended up being. I still
No, he was like positive.
Yeah,
It was
it
a very
was.
positive. I forgot what the word. Do you guys remember what the word was? At a
No.
word?
A word of the year last year was uncertainty.
and I think it still is uncertainty. I think that carried through the entire year.
It does.
Unemployment, we have tariffs, we have supply issues, housing start issues. There's tons of stuff, right? So this year will be a little bit similar, we think, but we're going to wait, I think, until the Mexico-Canadian-U.S. agreement, which is not going to happen until when?
Claire.
Went to the
Claire can predict it.
Claire.
right down south there.
No, it's true. I don't know how much you want to talk about that stuff.
What is that?
Everything that's happened this year, what our predictions are for
Oh, okay,
2026 as well.
All right, so what, I've got Duran here now too, so I think we've all concluded that interest rates do not affect the market today.
Well, they don't impact it in a positive way, we should say, right?
So I think it's changed because I think everybody wanted interest rates to drop, right? But now they're saying that interest rates really aren't affected. It's more or less the economy and jobs and U.S.-Canadian relationships. That's looks to me like the situation now.
Yeah.
Job security. But you know what? I don't know. Just commentary there. I mean, what's the unemployment right now? 6%? 8%?
It's about 7%. It's even higher for youth,
So that
about
means that
15.
93% of the people are employed. So let's concentrate on the 93%.
Yeah.
No, exactly. That's what it feels like,
I'm
right?
not worried about the 7% anymore because they're not going to buy anyway. So, so 93% are still working, right? Everybody else is still working. So there's still all positive things out there. Interest rates are in my opinion, interest rates are not going to change. What do you think for 26?
I don't think so.
No cuts.
No cuts, right? So the only thing that's going to change would be the fixed rate mortgages. Fixed rate mortgages will change with the bond rates, and I'm reading that the fixed rate mortgages are actually going up a little bit,
They've been increasing, yeah.
and not by much, like 10 basis points or 15 basis points, not much, but it's still going up a little bit. If your variable rate mortgage is going to stay the same. So what have the buyers been telling us now for the last year and a half? What are the buyers saying? They're waiting for what?
Prices.
Waiting for interest rates to come down?
Interest
Was
rates
that I
to
heard
That's
that
what they
one?
started off
Trump
saying,
will
yeah.
stop
So
doing
now
what
interest
he's
rates are not
doing.
going to come down, right? Waiting for prices to come down. Prices have come down.
Yeah.
They've come down what? I don't know what they're going to. They've come down at least 5, 6, 7, 8%.
Yeah.
So that's it. Inventory's gone down. So now, is it still a buyer's market, or now is it a bit of a seller's market going on? Right? So we don't know, right?
I don't know. Is it wise to think that the
It's a bit of a
inventory will
balance
get
market,
back to
right?
the same level it was last year, or will people kick the can now that the rates have come down a little?
I've got stuff here too, maybe Carrie as well. But I'm reading stuff they're saying that pricing can go back to 2020 levels. Okay, 2020 level. Just to give the.
I do, yeah.
2020 or average price was
So right now we're closer to 2022, 2021 almost.
2020 price, we're under $1 million average price.
2020 average price was 926. So we're not quite there yet, but we're headed there.
What are we at? 2020.
We're just about 2020, in between 2021.
I can see 2020 prices.
Yeah, I can also.
Right.
I think if you get under that $1 million mark is what buyers are waiting for.
And just so you know, 2019 was prior to pandemic, right?
Correct.
Average price was 812. And the pandemic came along, the price went from 926 up to $1,098,000, 1.2, 1.13, and then last year was 1.12, and right now 1.1039. So I can see below $1 million as being the average price. I think that'd be good news.
It's interesting, yeah, because when you read the headlines, they talk about it as if it's bad news, as if the market is crashing because prices are going down. But actually, that's a healthy thing. Inventory went down in December, and I think that will grow. And if prices do go down, then what does that mean for your sellers? What would you tell them today? Like, I would tell them to list today. If we know that prices are going to go down by spring, you would want to list literally right now, because we know they're going to be going down towards the spring. Right? So that's what I'd be telling sellers. You can see it. Nothing's changing in the economy. All of that stuff is still a standstill. Job pressure is even worse. Consumer confidence is the same. Now that prices will go down, we know people are going to be looking to sell because they tried last year. 30,000 people tried last year. We know they still want to do something. So I would tell my sellers to be listing right now and getting ready for the price drop in the spring, instead of waiting for the spring when prices have already dropped.
And all the inventories coming.
And all the inventory is now going to be
everyone's-
closer back
yeah.
to that maybe 30,000 mark again, right?
Did anybody lose any listings December? Like expired or? No? I know one particular couple. And I'm just curious, what do the clients tell us? They say they want to wait or want to try somebody different, or what are they telling us?
They're going to try in the
With
spring.
With you or somebody else? Because some of them they're blaming the agent sometimes, right? They're saying, well, you couldn't sell, I want to try something different, I want to try something new, I want to try another agent. And this is what I'm telling you about right now. With 3,000 listings missing, that's what the clients are thinking. So there's an opportunity for you there, right?
I think if you had been following like Katelyn's training and advice on communication and getting ahead of the communication, no one's mad at the agent. They fully understand that it's the market. All of our clients fully understand it's the market. And then to your question, Claire, it comes down to motivation of what they're going to do. Did they buy already? Do they have a life goal? Is it just a hobby? Do they just feel like selling but they don't have to? Those people are not most likely going to be motivated.
But most agents where they're scared and you guys just stop talking to your clients instead of talking to them once a week, giving them an update, even if there is no update. But those are the agents that are losing the clients. They're the ones that are getting canceled on and getting mad at. But if you are communicating with them, they're not going to be mad at you. And the guy today was making a good point too. If you don't have a listing that's not selling, you need to understand the market by going to check out your competition. You need to physically go into the listings that you're competing with, so then you can have a better communication with your sellers to say, hey, I actually went into this home. It is better than yours, or it is worse than yours. You can't, it's funny, I went into a house this week and it smelled like smoke and you wouldn't know. Like, it looks like a beautiful home and you walk right in the front because you're like, why has this house been on the market for 100 days? Smells like an ashtray when you walk in. So like when you can take that type of feedback and give it to your sellers on why that one sold less, or like when the buyers are coming at you saying this one sold less, be like, yeah, did you go into it? It smells terrible. So you have to go into the homes.
Does everybody do that? If you have a listing and then another listing comes up across the street or down the street or a comparable property, do you guys actually go and visit that property? Because you know you can, right? You don't have to have a buyer. You can actually do an inspection of the property, right? So
And you can bring your sellers too. Bring them.
That's a good one.
right? Bring your
Be like,
sellers.
let's go. We're going.
Yeah.
I'll repeat what I said some time ago. One of our agents, one of his pitches, and it's a pitch, for an overpriced listing, said, Mr. Seller here, you believe that your property's worth this and your property's worth that. And let me explain what's going on right there. A lot of buyers here have looked at every single property in the neighborhood that's been for sale in this price range and this type of property. You've seen every single property. Plus, the agents showing that property probably have more than one client. They've shown 2 or 3 properties similar to this property as well. So all these people have been in, seen other properties, seen the competition. They're not putting offers on your property because why? Now, you believe that your price is right? So let me ask you the question. How many properties have you seen yourself, all your competition? And the answer is usually 0. So how is it that you have all this knowledge about the value of the property and everybody else has seen all the competition, you haven't seen anything? So how is it that how's that valid? You got to put in words that aren't so biting, but but you understand what I'm saying, right? So that's part of the competition.
Your sellers also expect that you've been there and that you know about it. Like very
They
often
usually know more than we do.
When you go to a listing presentation, they'll say, you know that house here, like you know it, right? Like as if they expect us to know it. So you should know it because they know in their own area. And they think we know all of
All
GTA,
the
by the
houses.
way. They think we know every single house as soon as it comes on the market. I've had clients say, did you see that one?
Yeah, your
like out of the
friend.
17,000 that is out there. Well, yes, we did. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
your
We've
friends will
seen
be in
it.
a neighborhood 30 minutes away.
No.
Did you see my neighbor's house? Like, no. Yes.
No, it's true. I want to go back to affordability just for a second too, because we've talked about the rest of Canada. It's really only Toronto, Vancouver that are being hit by this type of market. The rest of Canada is actually doing quite well in terms of prices. They're actually going up a little bit, but their affordability is also going down. So they're closer to about 50% of what they're spending on their mortgage versus their home. Where in Toronto and Vancouver, we're still 68% of our median income is going towards the house, which is very high, 70% of people's income, right? So that's why they're saying, even though affordability is improving, it's still a national problem across the board. So even though our average price is $1 million and Atlantic might be 400, that's still very high for them. So it's still an issue all over Canada, even though some provinces are performing a little bit better than Ontario and British Columbia. But it's a Canadian-wide problem as well. Do you have other new stuff you want to get into before? I have lots of 2026 rules similar to that, but
I just got random stuff here.
yeah, me too. So just go for it.
Ontario, effective January 1st, we have to have carbon monoxide on every floor. Carbon monoxide detector. So there's something you might want to talk to your clients about. Oh, by the way, did you know? Right?
Yeah, I've already seen social media posts about it right prior to January 1st. It's a great little touch point.
Yeah. And this is the point we're talking about. Like when you do these little meetings here, you need to take notes where something you might want to repeat on your own social media. Say, oh, by the way, did you know this? So this is the purpose of these meetings as well. Just get some ammunition for your social media.
Yeah, but the captions, Ontario homeowners take note. Starting January 1st, 2026, new Ontario Fire Code rules will require a working carbon monoxide alarm on every floor of homes that use gas-burning appliances, so furnaces, water heaters, or stoves. Then it goes on to explain what carbon monoxide is, and that's it. It's a very easy email, text, or social media post, and it's an important one too. It's for fire code, right?
So in particular, if you've got a landlord that has a tenanted properties,
Yeah.
you want to make sure that the tenant, because they're gonna blame the landlord for doing this, right? I'm
Yep.
looking at Nelson here. The landlord's responsible for putting carbon monoxide and fire alarms in the tenanted properties. I think.
It is.
Yep.
And in fact, some of the cities and stuff mandated, like that's one on each floor if you own it and live in it. For rental property, you're supposed to have one in each bedroom, plus one in the common area.
This Ontario or is this Oshawa?
Ontario.
Okay, so Nelson just said something. Okay, so if you've got a rental property, sorry, you're renting out an entire house, let's say.
Yeah, you gotta have one in each room.
You have to have it to one family or individuals.
Regardless if it's two families in a house or one family, each bedroom, if it's rented, should have a smoke and carbon in the bedroom.
If it's
In
a,
addition to one in the main area. If you live there yourself with your own family and it's your house, I think the law just calls for one in each floor.
And what if it's a condo, one-bedroom condo?
Well, the condos usually have that, right? So
So Nelson's saying here that if you're a landlord and you're renting out a house, let's say, or anything, and you've got to have a smoke and carbon monoxide and a smoke in each room.
bedroom.
Each
bedroom.
Yeah.
Canary
And one in the
Even when it's the same family, like it's all the kids. So each kid's bedroom would have their own carbon monoxide. Is that like an Ontario building code rule? Okay, so there you go.
That is plug-in. Are they okay, or it has to be on the?
Plugins are
plug-in.
There's electricity.
Usually it's carbon monoxide.
I think it's a plug-in. Well,
They have a carbon monoxide plug-in, sure. They have battery backup as well.
I know if you have a base apartment, it has to be hardwired. Whether the monoxide has to be hardwired, I don't know. I know the fire alarm for sure.
This was an interesting opinion. I think they touched a little bit today in the videos too, but some people are saying the housing peak was not only just an economy market failure, but also a result of professionalism and people not guiding their clients correctly or accurately. I'm seeing a lot of people nodding, right?
that.
Did you have the membership stats? Did they change at all yet?
They haven't done it yet.
They haven't done it yet, so we'll keep an eye out.
talk-
But yeah,
I'll talk
but this
about
was, it was interesting. So they were saying in the 2022 peak, when all the prices were going crazy, those were actually inflated dramatic prices as a result of agents not being able to either price a listing accordingly, so we were listing low, to test out the market. We've used that language a lot. Or on the buyer side, you weren't guiding your buyer client appropriately as to what to pay. So when you list low, you're really just setting the minimum bar. And on one hand, it could be that the listing agent doesn't know how to price the property, so that's why they're listing low. And on the other side, the buyers don't know how to guide their clients. They're just saying, give as much as you can, as much as you can afford. And to top it all off, they were also advising to take away conditions, and they were not reviewing clauses properly. And now we have more litigation and lawsuits than we've ever had in a market like this, where we are seeing people are looking at it more closely. So I don't know, but it's just an opinion, right? It's not a fact or anything. It's just an
I know
opinion.
who wrote this. I don't.
I know. I
I don't agree with this
Yeah.
guy. It's almost he's almost like he's.
I actually don't know how he's allowed to still contribute. To be
he
honest,
contributes too much.
But somehow he can see the future. Well, unfortunately, he's telling them about the past.
that's right.
And unfortunately, if you were around in 2020, 21, 22, we didn't know what prices. The market was so stupid.
You had to. It's not like agents were advising them not to because they wanted them
Yeah.
to. It was just if you wanted to win the house, that was
Exactly.
that was just all you had to
proof was
do.
there
Yeah.
too when people saw what the house ended up selling for. Like, okay, I guess
Yeah,
that's
and banks were
bad,
appraising it
so
too, right?
it's
So
not-
we weren't.
most people lost how many times before they had to buy?
I was gonna say most
Yeah.
clients lost like 7 or 8 times, and then they were just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
forget it.
But I will say the point that is good. So when it does go to litigation, they're going to ask for a bunch of facts, and they're going to ask for your point of view and whatever. But what they will look at is how you exercise your level of care and professionalism in that situation. Did you guide the client properly? Did you direct them to the rules? When they removed conditions, did you cross out the conditions, or did you advise them of the risk of doing that? So when it gets to litigation or arbitration, whatever it ends up being, they're going to look at you as a professional and if you did the best you could do in that situation. right? So if you made an honest mistake, but you guided everybody accordingly and you've documented that, you'll likely end up being okay. But if you can't prove that you exercise your professional level of care in that situation, that's where you're going to get docked. So I think that's where it does make a good point. You have to be very clear about what you guide your clients and what you put in writing, and make sure that they know that they're making the decisions. You're not pushing them to go any way, right? You're just a mediator.
Did they say anything about appraisers in there?
No. No. Would you agree, though, Claire? You've been through tons of litigation and arbitration cases.
We're not that. No, I don't agree with that at all.
No? Okay.
I think that the buyers themselves pushed it.
Yeah.
We were just driving the car.
Yeah, but do you agree that they're going to look, when they look at that case, they're going to see what the agents did to exercise
How
that?
can you do that? It's subjective, right? How can you do that? You say that, okay, I paid $1 million for this property. Well, it's only worth $600,000. So why would you pay $1 million? I don't know, because there's 26 offers on the property.
What about conditions, though? Removing conditions.
Same thing. There's 26 offers on the property. I mean, the client wanted it.
Yeah.
You're gonna say whose signature?
They qualified. They qualified. Away we go.
That was quite the market.
That's right. I think everyone's happy we're not there anymore.
We begged for a market like this, by the way. During that time, we were praying for something like this. And now we're praying for that.
It's true. Okay, you want to get into some random stuff?
So membership, we started the month off, I'm not sure. Last year, December, we had 73,000. This is December 24. 73,000 agents were on the real estate board. In January 25, there was 68,000. So we lost about 5,000 agents. So
In
November,
December.
yeah, in November there's 70,000 agents. Will probably be 65,000 by the time we're finished.
Yeah, we were trying to predict after the fees and all that.
So
How
I think
many?
you'll see a 5% drop, which is very common. Back in 1990, which people are comparing this market to 1990, I don't think it's quite there yet. There was a 25% or 30% drop in agent population. 30% drop in agent population. So we're only 5%. So we still got a little bit more to go. A lot of people got in the business just to buy and sell their own house, right? So they're all going.
Or maybe hardly do any.
Or they got into it when prices were really high and it was easy to sell someone else's house as well, right? And now it's not the case. It's a professional. We talked about this already. Land transfer tax is set to change for any homes over $3 million. And that's on a tiered approach. I guess the thinking is that anyone who can afford to pay over $3 million can also afford to pay more in taxes. The real thing is that, the market's down. They're not getting the land transfer tax that they used to, so they've got to come up with the income from somewhere. So homes valued between 3 and 4 million are going to see a 0.9% change in the rate to total 4.4, and then it goes up. So 4 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 20, and then over 20 million, we'll see a 1.10% change in the rate for a total 8.6%. So they've been trying to do that. Toronto approved it in 2023. I remember talking about it back then as well. They were trying to get some income from there too. So not everyone agrees, but they're trying to push that through.
I said last week about holiday house hunting could save Metro buyers 10%. So I'm looking at the stats here. The average price in January is about 10% less than the average price any other time of the year. So if you got a buyer that wants to do something, you want to do it this month. So if they're sitting on the fence, do it now. Come now, right?
Yeah.
The stats show it there. So they can actually save a little bit of money by doing it today. Especially those people that sat over the holidays. Let's say you got your property for sale, nothing happened over the holidays, and now they're getting sick and tired of it. Get rid of the darn thing, right?
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. I just have lots of random reminders. Vacant home tax reminder. We got that very early this year, so many people have done it already, but it's due in April. So just another touch point for your clients, especially for your landlords, anybody that's out of the country. They have to declare no matter what if the home is vacant or not. We've been in a situation where we've had a seller that had not declared for about 3 years. I was fully aware that this was going to happen. I had warned the other side, keep an eye on it, let's do a longer title search date. And my clients do owe a lot of money on closing to the City of Toronto for not only not declaring, but also it was vacant the entire time as well. So,
That's like the best touch point you guys can do. Very simple, easy.
yeah, they even put it in a yellow envelope to make it more like everyone had to do it, and I still find people get confused about it, thinking that they don't have to do it because
But
it's
it's
not
just an
vacant.
easy one. Every January, every Toronto client you've worked with should get that email from you. It's such an easy touch point. So if you guys are scared to touch points with people, I guess that would be an easy one. And your 2021 clients as well. 2021 buyers that bought with you guys. I tell you guys this every year to go back to Heather. Just letting them know, hey, you might be up for your mortgage renewal. If you want to talk to a mortgage broker, I can connect you. If you're thinking about doing something, just let me know. And usually that email also gets pretty good feedback. So 2021 buyers.
On that same note,
You don't have to say the house price. I'm sure it's gone down, but their mortgage renewal is coming up and it's going to be a scary time for them. So it's a good time to connect them with Varan and have that conversation early.
Yeah. If you didn't remember, just remember to update your 2026 email campaigns. If you had 2025 campaigns rolling, especially if you're using Hub 21, it doesn't automatically reset every year. I went in and changed a bunch myself that I knew I was able to manage, but just remember to reset that for 2026.
Yep.
Hopefully you did already for your Happy New Year email campaign, but just remember you reset everything for 2026. And Ginny can help you if you need help with my Hub 21 as well.
That's also a good thing to do right now because you guys can set it up for the entire year and set it and forget it. So like put aside a day this week, mine's tomorrow, for our Fulton Sisters emails. Put aside like 3 hours and just get 12 newsletters ready to go and send it. I don't like the holiday ones. I would take out a lot of holidays on those on the Hub 21 for sure because people are just going to unsubscribe.
Yeah.
So either don't send them out or delete a bunch of them because otherwise they're going to get a lot, and if they unsubscribe to that, they're going to get nothing from you. So that's just a heads up on the holiday ones. What's the other one? Seasonal maintenance we like. It's once a quarter.
Yeah, we find in general the campaigns that get the most amount of engagements are the ones that have a bit of personal thought or a personal message. Doesn't need to be long, but it doesn't look like a curated Happy New Year. It looks very thoughtful. Hi has their first name in it. It looks like you've written a personal message as opposed to the website's generic holiday sends.
Yep.
But something is better than nothing. That said, if you have nothing, I would still holiday's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But
email campaigns is the best. I don't know. I think it's the best way to stay in contact with people
In a
very
mass way.
automatically and the best way. Otherwise, they're going to forget about you guys.
yeah. Good. You want to go to yours?
You got the same one I do?
That's okay.
Okay, so they're saying here five things that happened in 2025 that you may not recall or you do recall, but one is Realtor.ca. So we're interested to see what Realtor.ca is going to do this year.
Did you guys realize that they went private? Like they went for profit, Realtor.ca. They did a vote, yeah. So they're for profit, which means they're going to be able to leverage more revenue streams, technology investments, and just an overall, I think, modernization of the Realtor.ca platform. I haven't seen any changes.
Did they do any
yet.
changes?
No, I think right now they're forming their board. They've got a new CEO. It's the former CEO of Kijiji is now the CEO of Realtor.ca. But no, I think they're right now forming the board, and we'll see what
I think
changes
I'm starting to see a couple of things. If you go to Realtor.ca, you would have advertisement from a bank. You'd never see that. You'd have a little text.
That's revenue source.
You wouldn't have that anymore, right? I know in BC and I think in Nova Scotia and now Saskatchewan, they're showing sold data on Realtor.ca. So I think if they showed sold data on Toronto information, pretty much say goodbye to Mr. Home Sigma. House Sigma.
As long as it works well for people, like if
It has to be very user-friendly, yeah.
User friendly has to be the name of the game for them.
Like Realtor.ca is by far the largest website, right? So
Yeah, I still have more clients using that than House Sigma.
Same.
And if we can give more information, right? So be curious to see what they do there. So that's happening there, Realtor.ca. In BC, I'm not sure Ontario, but BC, they've got problems with land titles and Indigenous people with trees and stuff like that. So apparently back in 200 years ago, the government gave the Indigenous people some land, and then somewhere along the line they took it back, but then they went back to the original and said, no, it's still our land. So they've got issues going on with BC. I'm not sure if Ontario has the same problem. Heard something about Kingston area had the same issues. Condo pressure in Toronto and Vancouver is still going to be a big problem there. Guy in Calgary got in trouble. We didn't see much of about that here. Calgary guy was doing like a Ponzi scheme.
No, but what I will say, I'll let you maybe continue actually. I'll say it's interesting what they did in Calgary versus what they did for the next headline in Ontario, because they treated that one a lot worse.
Okay, so Calgary is run not by, yes it is.
It is.
Calgary's run by like a RICO type operation.
But similar to Ontario, they went through a whole overhaul, went through the government where they took over and overhauled some things.
Anyways, the guy stole $3.5 million. He was just not that good. And then the iPro scandal. I read originally that they were missing $8 million, and I read something recently that they were missing $30 million. I think, what the-
30.
So what they're getting confused.
I think they're just adding, they're piling on.
No, so the 30 million is all the total of sum of money that they flowed in and out of the accounts, but it's the loss of, I think it's 10 and a half that's actually missing. But they were flowing 30 million of stuff in and out of accounts that they shouldn't have been. That's how I read it.
Right.
Yeah. But the Calgary guy lost his license and the franchise got rid of him.
Yeah. Oh, no. Lots of trouble.
So those were the major headlines. Not only did you have economic turmoil and stuff, we had a lot of regulatory stuff, and I think we're going to see that in 2026. We had our own RICO audit and FinTrack audit in the same month, right after this got announced. So I know we're not alone in the industry. We're going to go over all of our results soon in more like a town hall style meeting with training on FinTrack and all the stuff we found in RICO. But I'm going to consolidate that all together because there's lots of information.
We will not be on the news.
We will not be.
Hopefully.
No, we're not even
A
close.
list of good brokerages, maybe? Yeah.
No, we're not even close
No.
to the stuff that they were going
No.
to. So.
You want the FinTrack on that?
Yeah,
I don't know. The way they're doing the audit, I felt like a criminal.
I did, yes. I almost went to jail, so yeah. No, it's okay. Other things happening in 2026, Buzz Conference. I think we're going to go to the Buzz Conference. It's something nice
Never
to
put
do
that
in
on.
January. If you have nothing else to do and it's kind of a gray drab month, then you want to get out and meet people. Like Katelyn said, you want to meet people that have
Even we've
exactly
been
like
holding
you.
back for a bit, so
We were
gonna
just
go.
tired, so that's okay. We're going to get back into it, though. But I think we're going to go.
I think
end
it's
of
January 28th, 29th in Mississauga. I'm not sure the price. I think they just ended their early bird yesterday, which is funny, but
We could probably email them.
I think a lot of Century 21 owners and corporate are actually speaking on the stages this year, so I think it'll be really, really cool to go see that.
It's a nice month because nothing else is really happening. Once you get into the summer, it's going to be busier, and then you got realtor quests and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's nice
So,
to break it up. with
Buzz
something.
Conference. I know a lot of people are going to March Century 21 conference, I think. So if you guys are thinking about conferences, Vancouver, Century 21 Canada has ours. I know some, I think Steve just booked his.
Yeah, good. Go ahead. If you want.
Okay, just a couple things there. Just, okay, well, good things, I guess. Scarborough, they're still talking about 6 new towers at the Guildwood GO station. They're going to build a whole bunch of towers now. They've been trying to redevelop that whole area for some time now. It's been empty. I think it used to be a Ford dealership or something one time too, right? So they're still talking about building new condos, even though the market's whatever it is.
And they're not doing purpose-built rentals; they're doing actual condos.
Well, they're starting off saying condos, but a lot of condominiums, as you guys know, a lot of condominiums were started condominiums and then they turned into purpose-built rentals, right? Everybody saw that? So
Yeah, I'm reading that like 80% of the projects out right now are purpose-built rentals.
Interesting. I just did this. I have just checking this particular property here, and just things you guys have to be careful about. Has anybody done this on listings? This one here talks about, hey, go to this restaurant downtown. This restaurant was closed like a year and a half ago.
How long has the listing been up?
So somebody's taken an old listing,
Yes.
copied and pasted an old listing, and stuck it in the new listing, right? And I'm
Guys, we have
thinking,
ChatGPT now. We shouldn't have to copy someone else's description.
Have you ever seen those listings where offer date on September the 12th, and now today it's January the 5th?
They've never took it off.
And it still says offers presented September 12th. Everybody knows what I'm talking about that?
So lazy.
You'd be shocked about, I'm lazy or unprofessional, I don't know. I came across a listing that had a description, and at the bottom, it was like a copy and pasted text message. And it was like, I talked to this girl. It wasn't anything bad, but you can tell it was like a copy and pasted text. And my client saw it and showed me, and I was like, I'll give courtesy and I'll let the agent know. They didn't respond. It was bothering me. Like, it was bothering me. It's not even my listing. I have nothing to do with it. I emailed the team member, nothing. 2 weeks later, they respond to, like, I think I messaged them on Instagram maybe and email.
God.
They're like, oh my God, thanks for letting me know. And they had only just seen it 2 weeks. Like, it took 2 weeks.
What was it again? It was a photo?
Shot this girl a message, and it was like, no, it's a text.
Oh,
like a copy
in
and
the
paste.
description.
In the description. Like, I don't know how. But like 2 weeks it went by, it was just chilling there in the client remarks. Like, it was bothering me. Like, please edit it. So you'd be surprised, Claire. There's lots of stuff out there. But read it. Just be careful.
Or pick up your phone when people call you.
Or that's what actually bothered me more. Like, what if I had a buyer
if
for
someone's
this
calling
person?
you guys, pick it up.
And then he did say, by the way, do you have a buyer? Not now.
Winner.
McLean's did a year ahead. Look a year ahead. McLean's is very high level, very macro. We're talking about Mattamy Homes there. They used to, years ago, they had a prefab housing push. They were doing prefab housing, but then that was years ago, never took off. But now they're going to do it again. They're going to build 3,000 of these units annually, and they're going to be 6-story prefab buildings. So they're going to do a whole bunch of these guys. Many mortgages are going to roll over. So this is for Rand here, right? They're saying here by the end of 2026, 60% of the country's mortgage holders are expected to trade their past payment rates for new ones. So 60% of all mortgage holders are expected to renew this year.
They've also been saying this since the beginning of last year. So is this stat true? Is it going to come to fruition this year, like in 2026?
2021 was the busiest year.
Yes.
A lot of,
So this year will be the year.
even not buying, a lot of people refinance, pay the debt.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you could have done already.
Yeah.
It's not just a concept.
So 2020, 2021, 2021 was the peak, right? So 5 years would be 2026.
In
So you're-
2026. So yes, now we're in it.
So your emails to those 2021 buyers should be a lot then.
So they're saying here that the team fixed rate group, they could expect a 15 to 20% increase, and the variable rate group could expect a 5 to 7% increase. So we've always said, do you go fixed or variable? We've always said variable for the last 30 years, I think. Do you still say variable today?
I think it depends on your risk aversion.
It depends on the,
Because
That's tough.
what we just said is that they're not going to have any rate decreases. They're not planning on it. Therefore, it's going to stay the same for your variable rates, but the bond rate's going to go up and down based on the economy. So that's going to affect your fixed rate. So that'll likely go up. Right? Carney's going to spend billions of dollars on affordable housing, community middle class. It's going to be Toronto's going to be one of them on Downsview. I think they're going to do a whole lot of stuff in Downsview area, which is just a little drop, a little penny in the ocean, I think. So.
Is that in Ukraine, right now?
Yeah, Downsview, and yeah, I was there on the weekend. There, it's amazing. Ontario won't hold up its end of the building bargain. So they wanted to have what, 1 million homes or something there. Ontario can't do it.
I'm reading so many conflicting things though. Like I'm reading that we're building all these purpose-built rentals now, and now they're forecasting by like 2028, 2029, we're going to have too many condos available. So there's going to be a shortage in 2027 because we're not building today, but then when we get past that shortage, there's going to be too many because they're all building purpose-built rentals instead of condos.
So there are too many condos.
So I don't, it's so wild what's going to happen.
Condo projects will keep on getting axed. Carter's talking about. Cities will support emergency micro shelters. So let's get rid of these micro shelters for all these homeless people. I don't know what's going on in the world right now, but the homeless people seem to be everywhere.
What do you mean? Of
They
course
got
you know
rid of
what's
the
going
ones in
on. Look at,
Ajax.
look at the whole world.
In Ajax, they got rid of all the people.
Yeah, they got rid of them.
But they rehoused them.
They
didn't-
rehoused them. Sorry, not got rid of them.
Yeah.
More snowbirds will fly home. That means there'll be more snowbirds going to stick around. So that means they're going to be buying hopefully vacation properties. Who knows? Cottage property. I understand the cottage property's dead right now.
Yeah.
Ontario construction industry will yell timber, so they can build more and more timber homes. And talk about Winnipeg. Winnipeg, they've got Winnipeg downtown. Winnipeg's got these heritage buildings. They're going to convert them to condos. That's good. And the land claim confusion is going to confuse everybody. So.
Yeah. So the new trend that's definitely happening right now, we recognized it in August when we had our most rentals ever, but we're definitely moving more towards a renter's market. It's just happening, and that could mean you're doing less sales and doing more rents. But how can you get ahead of that right now if maybe they're going to buy in 5 years once the economy gets better? Because my concern is you're going to be doing leases no matter what. We're not going to be able to tell you to stop doing them. They're going to happen because you're going to want to service your clients. But how do you leverage all those leases? And even what could I do from the brokerage side to help you leverage this for when that tenant is ready to buy or when that landlord's ready to sell? What can we do? Katelyn would tell you to make sure that they're in your CRM, that you're following up with them. But I think they also need to know that you're not only a leasing agent.
Yeah.
So if you've only worked with them in a leasing capacity, they need to know somehow that your primary business is still selling, buying, investing. So you've got to be able to communicate with them in that process. So maybe it's through like a tenant's guide, like tenant to buying, or some sort of inter-guide or personal guide, or
Like a seminar or something.
Something, I think, to make sure that they know that when they are ready, or that for their friends and family, that you also do buying, selling, and leasing. Because
I think the same goes for if you're working a lot with buyers. They also need to know that you can sell their house too, because sometimes when you buy a house with them, I've had clients reach out, be like, oh, do you sell houses too? So make sure your buyers also know that when it comes time for them to sell that house, you want to be called to sell the home as well, because that's something that they may overlook as well.
I was talking to an agent last week, and he picked up a client that had just rented their place a year ago, and then they decided they want to buy. So they're getting rid of the place they're renting, and they're going to buy through our agent. When they rented the place, did they use our agent when they rented the place? No.
Missed opportunity.
So my whole point is the only reason why a lot of you guys are doing leases is hopefully to get those tenants to turn into buyers later on. But if you're not keeping in contact with them on a regular basis and telling them, oh, by the way, I sell houses, this, to your point, you're going to miss an opportunity there.
Which is why I like email marketing, all that stuff, or even social media. You need to constantly be telling them this type of stuff.
especially for your tenants. Don't leave them out because they weren't your VIP client that year. Don't leave them out of the Christmas gifts, the pot buys. Like, treat them like a client, because it's only temporary that we're in this market right now. But I recognize the fact that I think this year is going to be a little bit of a renter's market. So you have to leverage that so that you're not disappointed, 2027.
Sometimes your tenants can also be really good referral partners too.
Absolutely.
Like, they might refer you to family and friends that are doing stuff. So it's not just, there's such a bigger piece to the pie for all your clients. They know people, so.
So if you got your sellers on your drip campaign from your webpage there, you want to make sure those tenants are on that drip campaign as well.
I almost want to make it mandatory. I had an idea that every time you guys submit a lease, I'm going to ask you, show me proof that that tenant is in your CRM. Honestly,
And in
some
like
sort
your
of
Google
accountability.
Calendar saying this guy's up for renewal in 90 days, let's get in touch.
We've even thought about running a CRM on behalf of you guys, where you just give us the contact information, we keep track of you in a key, and we just send out all the stuff, and when they're ready, we'll flip it back to you. I'm happy to do that if you think it will help you guys.
Did you read this one now? Long content versus short
No, it's
content?
actually a great point. Do you understand what it means, though? Okay. Do you want to?
I know what that is, but I didn't read
I'll
the
tell you,
article.
so Gary Vee's been talking about this more now, and you can piggyback because I haven't read this particular article, but it is a trend right now.
Tom's story.
Yeah, so it goes on hand in hand. So they're talking about now about long form content being more popular this year than your short form content. So your short form content is like your stories, your Instagram, your the short captions that you put in that social media. Long form content is going to be your YouTube videos, your longer than 2-minute style reels, or actual YouTube videos, or Substack. So actually blogging and writing is becoming more popular right now because people want to read the story, they want to feel the emotion, they don't want this quick rush, they actually want to be involved and engaged.
Yeah.
Is that something similar to the YouTube content?
So Tom's story, he says that 40% of his business, he's been in the business now for 10 years, I guess, right? 40% of his business comes directly from YouTube videos.
Yep.
And what he's done there is, rather than doing the short versions, in other words, your shorts are what, 10, 15 second shorts, whatever it might be?
Even 60 seconds sometimes,
What they're suggesting here is that the short videos are for people like the audience that is bored and is flicking through stuff and clicking and just going through all the little shorts and just they're not really attentive, they're just kind of bored.
Yeah.
Where he says the long content will talk about a topic. Let's say he'll talk about home buyer's plan. So rather than doing a 10-second thing, oh, did you know that home buyer's plan, blah, 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 call me today. No, he goes into a 20-minute thing on home buyer's plan, how it works. So it's an in-depth thing. And his opinion is people that are seriously about buying a house are going to take the 10, 15, 20 minutes to look at a long video.
Yeah.
Whereas the people that are the short ones are just guys that are bored just clicking.
It's good to attract both.
So he says he finds more interaction with the long videos versus the short.
Which is what we do.
So my answer, of course, would be, why have one or the other? Why not just do both?
Yeah.
I think he does. I think he's similar to how we do our meetings. You guys have probably seen our Instagram where we'll do this meeting for an hour. Chris will chop it up into 2 reels, and I think he does the same on his Instagram. He just pulls a couple clips, but directs them to the long form content.
But it makes sense because you can watch long form while you're driving, while you're working out, while you're, you can actually spend time to listen to it as opposed to just
Yeah, but
swiping.
the point they're saying here though is that
Serious
they're more
people.
attentive. They're more
Yeah.
serious about the topic. They'll pay attention.
They wanna learn,
They'll,
yeah.
they'll learn something.
And
whereas-
Tom's a very good speaker. I don't know if you guys have ever listened to Tom, but his videos are good. Like he's been practicing this for years and years, but he's very good he's very good at speaking about the market. Young kid too.
The other thing that they're talking about is that they're saying here that they should put their listing presentation on YouTube,
Yeah.
like the whole presentation, the whole caboodle.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Because they're saying that first of all, why wouldn't you put your listing presentation on title? Because you're afraid someone's going to steal it. We already know that nobody's going to steal it. Nobody's gonna,
That's just the ego
we
talking.
already know that, right? But it's but if somebody's considering you, why not put the
Put it right there online where they can see it. Because they might not even not reach out for an appointment. If they see it right there and it was easy to look at and you made it accessible to them, now they can reach out to you and ask for more information.
Yeah. It's also something you can add to like all your email marketing. Cause I think he does email marketing with the long form content too. I'm assuming he does. It's probably a weekly email saying blah blah blah. Go watch this video for more info. And I bet he's got like links to his presentations on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
would anybody do that?
I feel like Aaron could do that. I feel like you already record it. Just throw it on YouTube now.
Oh man, yeah, right. Another portal to keep track of, no thanks.
But it's like one shot video and that's it. You just do it once.
Yeah.
And then you could even probably do it as a pre-listing video too, kind of like what you do already.
You could even put it in your.
Takes away from like the intimacy of it. You're like, hey, go on YouTube, watch videos, you can like.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like your pre-list package or something on YouTube, and then you do your formal. There's so many things we can
Gotta
do.
read this part.
Claire's got a tickle in his throat.
I know we all have tickles. I'm surprised mine hasn't come yet. So he's saying that it exists for buyers and sellers. This is true. So this is when I said this is your ego talking. Whenever you post something on YouTube, you're like, oh, well, someone's going to copy me or another agent's going to see this. But we're not marketing to other agents. We're marketing to our buyers and sellers. We shouldn't care what other agents are doing, and we're not helping other agents educate them. That's our job as brokers, right? It's not for industry commentary. It's not for validation from your friends. It's, he doesn't post listing videos or agent-focused content. It's all about what his buyers and sellers need to be educated on and what he thinks they would find value in.
Yeah, so agents aren't going to his channel, is what he's saying.
I mean, we are, but that's not
some
his.
agents will go there for inspiration.
I would say that's not
but-
his audience. Like when he's talking
yeah.
to the camera, he's not talking to us as agents. He's talking to his buyers and sellers. We're just like sort of the byproduct of that, right?
So that app out there is called, was it Sora?
Sorry, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Can you do Sora? Can you actually just
No.
read your listing presentation to Sora, and then let Sora do
I think
the
people
video?
would be
You
freaked out
can't
by
because
it.
it's only 10 seconds. So like
Yeah, I
you
think
would have to do they're
purpose-
only 10-second videos, so you would have to do like a lot of videos.
The purpose of Sora was like a trend to get out some quick, like funny videos, but there will be AI tools
bet there will be,
that will
though.
do long form AI generated videos.
There's got to
for
be
sure.
like
There
there's
is.
content or there's apps out there right now where you could literally type up something and it will
Yeah.
do a whole podcast in your voice. So I'm
Yeah,
sure
you can create
there's
an app
something.
now with AI.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Like, so people that are camera shy, they let the thing.
Yep.
Yeah, like take your face, give it the script. And I bet there's something.
I'd also be careful though. I think there's something to be said about people overusing AI, and they're going to see through that. And I don't know if that's going to send the right message for the client. Like I think it depends on you and what your business model is. Julian, were you going to?
Yeah, I think part of the reason why people are gravitating to long form content again is because I think last year was a bit of a watershed year for like just AI stuff and dopamine garbage that was on social media.
Yeah.
So I think if you're going to like make a long form like AI video, it's like no one's gonna watch something crazy. Like,
Yeah.
3 minutes AI, but like 30 minutes, that's like not real content.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's got to look realistic.
I would use it to like help you generate your content, help you organize the structure, the thought, maybe help you like launch it to the internet. But
I think it's for agents though that genuinely will not get on camera because
Yeah, that's what
I would
Claire's
say 98% of us will not get on camera. So I would use AI, but there's going to be a few percentage that can get on camera and they don't need AI. But I think having video is better than nothing, right? Like most of you guys, I don't know, will not do video.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying. We live in a market where attention is abundant and trust is scarce. So anyone can post, anyone can get views, but very few people can take the time to explain things properly.
which he's very good at.
Yeah, it is good. But yeah, the other thing, in addition to the long form, is I'm reading that like Substack and blogging and long form written content is coming back as well. So that's
I've
interesting.
heard long form written I've seen it in American people. They put it like more in Instagram. When you see captions, they're making very long blog type captions, and they're putting those in their Instagram and Facebook, but they're also putting those in email format. So maybe not blog, but like just long form written content on your social media platforms and email.
And I actually think it's going to help a lot of people that were very detailed brain, because a lot of people are actually not very good at short form content. I'm actually terrible at writing short form because your brain wants to like explain it and like write it. So it's going to be good for those people that want to like elaborate more. The other trend that's coming very quickly is online real live shopping. So I don't know if you've seen on TikTok, it's happening a lot in China where people are literally like showing fashion products like quick, like rapid fire, and selling it through these channels. And it made me think, if one day are we going to be selling houses in this way, where it's you on your camera with a green screen of like MLS flashing by you. Here's the new listings in Scarborough today, and it's just like
It's
a
kind of
flash
fun to, like,
because I
try.
think people want to see things rapidly that way, but the shopping's already started, so it's going to come across in other industries as well. So think about that for your
be so
world and
fun.
trying to get ahead of the trend, because I think it's going to be coming really soon. Yeah.
Very cool.
Aurea is coming out with form training this year.
Thank
If
God.
you don't want to come to our training, and you want to just invest in yourself a little bit more, it is a paid course. It's starting January 19th. They've recognized that the forms change every year. They are going to change again for 2026. So make sure when we update the new forms, you also update your databases as well. You're going to notice in the bottom left footer, it will say 2026. We're working on that right now. If you want to go through the forms and clauses and you just want to enhance your knowledge, you can enroll in that course, and I do recommend that you do that. We'll push it out to you as well.
I will say that it's a bit wild that Aurea is charging for a course when we already pay them a monthly or an annual fee for education. So I think it's a little bit wild that now we have to pay to get trained on forms when we're already paying them, and I don't know.
Yeah, like you think
I don't love that, but I
Yeah.
think it's necessary to take these courses. I
Like
don't
I said,
love that they're charging us.
You don't have to, you could read the forms and educate yourself. You don't have to pay a course. I mean, we educate ourselves all the time without paying.
yeah.
And if you didn't remember in school, didn't pay attention when you were first in school, now you want to go back, it's a 4-week course called Mastering Aurea Forms, a practical foundation for real estate transactions.
I'll send it out. I'm just offended.
That's okay. It is
Like, what's
expensive.
Aurea doing for us right now?
Well, they're still
jobs-
teaching it in the new. These are for people that haven't gone to the new class and want to
offended.
educate and don't want to come to our own broker training. Like I said, I am going to be doing RICO and FinTrack. I'll just summarize really quickly for your RICO. Make sure you're doing your RICO guide. Make sure you're doing a BRA. Make sure you're doing a listing agreement, and we have that on file. Make sure we even have your 801s if you're in multiple representation on the listing side as well. We need copies of that. On the FinTrack side, make sure your form is completely filled out. Even the scary checklist part, even the section D where it asks you what you did to keep your client information, every single 4 pages has to be filled out, and you will see me update SkySlope if it's missing something. Receipt of funds is still critical, especially the account information. We still need information on corporations. There's still a 3-hour course I could do on everything we found out for FinTrack. If it sounds confusing, use the FinTracker app, and that will guide you in terms of all the manual fields.
Yeah.
But we do need FinTrack for every single client that buys and sells real estate, and they are very adamant on that, and that's why I was treated like a criminal, because we were missing some things. So we're going to go through that.
Who's using FinTracker already, that app? Anybody else? Anybody here using FinTracker, the app for identifying one person? That's all, just one person?
No, it's not true, because 80 of you have accounts, so I see them come through. But I will say only about 1 FinTrack comes through on the app for me to approve. So the rest are still coming paper forms, which is totally fine. Just make sure that they're completed
So Rochelle,
fully.
have you used it?
Yeah,
It's really complicated, right?
No, it's easier than filling out the paper.
It's easier than filling out the paper? Oh, but I'd like filling out the paper.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
I'm used to filling out the
This is
paper.
what I've heard. I like filling out the paper by hand. Okay, well, why don't you fill it out then?
Count on your client to do their driver's license.
But you legally have to do that anyway, so either you have to go there in person. That's the key.
I deal with a lot of older people. They're like, oh no,
That's
you
fair.
have to come over.
Yeah. And then, and then you get to build your connection with them too, right? So it depends. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I get this a lot. Oh, don't worry, I have a picture of their ID. They sent it to me. That is not how you validate somebody's FinTrack. You have to see physically the card with their face in person. And if you cannot do that, then the FinTracker is a perfectly legit way to do a remote verification where they can do that themselves at the comfort of their own house. But yeah.
It's a nice alternative to have, though. If it works, it works great.
So just to repeat how it works there. So if you're seeing them face to face and they have their driver's license or passport, let's say driver's license, you're just going to take a picture of the back of the driver's license where the barcode is. It's going to fill out a bunch of information, and then you're just going to go into the app and fill out the rest of the questions. That's all it is. If the person's not in front of you, if they're in Windsor, what are you supposed to do? Everybody knows what you're supposed to do. What are you supposed to do with somebody that you don't physically see? Anybody? Anybody tell me?
Oh my god.
No.
Other than that,
You're supposed to
I'm
hire
scared.
somebody in Windsor to identify them.
Like a brokerage.
You have to hire somebody to identify them.
Lawyer,
But
agent.
what are we doing? I know what we're doing. We're taking a photocopy and sticking that in the file.
Yep.
Right? So with the FinTracker, they're going to take a picture of themselves and they're going to verify, and the FinTracker is going to verify that they are who they are. So does it sound silly? Yes, it does. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to get fined. So FinTrack says you got to do it. So this seems to be the easiest way to do it.
it's the federal law. It is what it is. So.
I also liked it because I changed computers, so I didn't have my paper work on the new computer.
Yeah, it lives there.
We were able to pull it up from FinTrack when
Yep.
we were looking for it.
Mhm.
So that was definitely helpful because I was sweating a little bit, not
Yeah.
being able to find it.
Yeah, no, it is.
So part of your routine, I'm going to strongly recommend FinTracker be the
It's
method.
also something that you're not only putting it on the brokerage, they're putting it on the agents as well. So we got to be careful that it's like, oh, we don't have to worry about it. No, they'll ask you questions as well, which
Yeah.
they did in
Yeah, they did. So we had agents that were interviewed as part of our FinTrack process.
Just so you
Agents
know,
were put on like high risk
that's right.
things
Just
too.
so you know, they pulled one of our agents over the coals
Yeah.
by not identifying properly.
And now they're a high risk. Was it high risk?
Well,
well, they're asking us if our agent is high risk.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious, guys.
Like-
I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. Say, yes, he is.
Not only can your clients be high risk, if you're an agent participating in high risk activities, high risk clients, you as an agent are also considered high risk as well.
Yeah.
so I'll tell you what it was. The client was in Alberta, I believe it was, and he didn't have the deposit check, so the agent lent him the deposit check with his own check.
That looks fishy.
Which is not illegal, right? That's
Well, okay, but it's not illegal. But if you're in the FinTrack, who are you FinTracking?
Fair
You
question.
got to FinTrack the guy that wrote the check.
and you can't FinTrack
You gotta-
yourself.
That's why he got nailed. Oh, not nailed, but he got questioned saying you didn't FinTrack yourself. What's your driver? Where's your FinTrack? What's your right? And what are you trying to hide? That was the big thing. What are you trying to hide?
I was going to save this for a big training too, but the other thing that got flagged was this particular client had done 1 or 2 transactions every year over the span of 7 years. That seems normal, right? It's to us, an investor, but that is suspicious to FinTrack because it's the same activity over and over and over. So for them, that's not normal for someone to be buying property, even though in our world it completely is. People have lots of money, that's very normal. So that alone, so you need a FinTrack form for every single one of those transactions as well. But I think like I said, it could be a whole day of stuff, so we're going to have a whole session on it.
I heard a really crazy story last week talking to a client, and she was saying that they bought a place 2 years ago for her sister, and the parents sold like a property back home. They sent them money to this money exchange place. They didn't give them any check, and so they were getting closer to the closing. So they went to the place and they said, we can give you cash. So they get $400,000 cash. And
Jesus.
they took it to the bank. And I asked, nobody came after you guys? Like nothing in 2 years? And she said to me, no, nothing. And we were a little bit worried if something happened. It's like,
The reason why no one went after them is because they probably made a suspicious transaction report behind the scenes on their behalf. And we do that too on our side. If I see something suspicious, I have to make a suspicious report. I don't ever hear confirmation. That person might never get notified, but could be now in the system. Somebody's going to trace the patterns of that money and where the cash came from. And that's what they're doing with FinTrack. They're tracing where the money came from and whose hands it went into, where it ended up, and where did it finally end.
But even bank will not accept.
They have their own FinTrack policies as well.
Yeah, they cannot accept.
So our brokerage, we won't take any cash.
They will ask you.
Yeah, but anything over 10,000, they would have reported, so they likely have reported on it.
This house here is FinTrack is. So that person at the bank gets reported internally. They're not allowed to tell the people that gave the money that they reported.
They told her.
Yeah, we're not allowed to.
So if we said, oh, by the way, I reported it to CSIS, where it is, then I'm going to get in trouble again. The other thing that they did is, that's it.
There's so many things.
Well,
She said
yeah.
when we gave all the information about the money exchange place, and the person got really upset that we gave the information
Yeah, of
to
course.
the bank. It's like, of course, like.
Wow, of course. Does that sound suspicious that he went for $100,000 cash? Yes. That's okay. We'll do a whole session on that though as well. Lastly, before we go to Katelyn, do you have anything else? I want to summarize your ORWP plan because we get a lot of questions. So just so you know what you paid for already and what you're going to be covered for, so you have now the entire year to make good use of it. So you get under your standard plan 70% coverage for most prescription drugs. I know there is some qualifiers and some differences, but 70% most of the time, up to $750. That's for generic drugs. No dispensing fee coverage. For paramedicals, that's like your chiropractor, massages, your like your physio, that kind of thing. You get $800 total combined of all of those services. If you had a dependent child, they have a mental health benefit up to $1,000. There's no vision care with the standard plan. Hearing aids, $1,000. Medical services and supplies, these are like supplies of things that you get from the
CPAP.
prescription, CPAP, things like that, it's $500. Hospital, $250 for a semi-private room. No dental, you can add that in other plans. No ambulance is unlimited apparently. No termination age, no dental at all. Travel insurance for emergency medical up to $2 million in your lifetime, 30 days maximum in that one trip alone. No trip cancellation, interruption, or baggage loss, and the termination age is 80 for that. Then you can add people for $26 a month for a couple, or $52 for a family member, and unlimited dependents as well for your kids. So that was your quick summary of what you get included in your standard plan. Yep.
Dental was mentioned a few times in the group chat as well.
Yep.
The government's currently offering a free dental program. You just have to apply for it.
Okay, cool.
I did it last year, and
Yeah.
I paid for my operations, everything.
Okay, cool. So we're saying the government has a dental program. It's probably a percentage of your income that you're allowed
you have to have a certain
eligible for.
income, yeah.
Yeah, it's a certain income, certain percentage. Even just overall health benefits. Like if you're doing fertility stuff and going through a whole bunch of like acupuncture, fertility treatments, depending on your income, you can claim a percentage of that as a taxable benefit on your income taxes as well. So there's other benefits.
I think you mentioned my dentist did this when I went. They just gave me like a 10% discount, I think, because I didn't have dental insurance. So you could ask your dentist for the discount, I guess.
Yeah, like I was saying in the group chat, like if you're just doing your regular checkups, cleanups, just ask them for a small discount. It's probably not going to be worth it because to add dental to you get an enhanced plan. So everything I just said will go up a little bit. Then you get 50% basic for dental, but only up to $750. And it's an additional $65 per month.
Yeah, like
so
you might as well
you have
just
to
pay
do
out of
math. If you're
pocket.
somebody that has a lot of dental issues and you're getting tons of stuff, you can do the math. It may actually work out, but you just have to do the math for your own situation. Maybe use AI to help you determine that. But there is enhanced plans, elite plans, and super elite plans. So it really just depends on your situation as well. But the question in the group chat was related to an HSA, which is a health spending account. And a lot of health benefit programs, corporate plans, they give you like a little bucket of money. It's called an HSA, and you can use it for anything. So if you go over, let's say one thing, you have this little bucket of money to go towards anything. But they don't have that as part of your standard plan. Okay.
Okay. I didn't have a whole lot other than we announced we opened our new office in Ajax. Well, we haven't opened, but we got the keys just last week.
Yes,
A lot of agents are asking me if they can come to it. It is like you could walk in there, it's like ready to go, but we are doing some stuff. We got to change the signs. We're painting. We just got to get it cleaned up before we let you guys come in, but we will start to like let a lot of our Durham agents that regularly use the Ajax office, we'll probably let them come check it out. But we'll let you guys know when you guys can come. Our goal's February 3rd to fully open. But we're really excited about it. It looks really nice. It's at Salem and Taunton.
How big is it?
How big is it? Oh gosh.
It's like 2,000 square
2,000
feet, so bigger than our current Harwood office. We're trying to figure out, I have to ask my production crew for help too. We want to figure out a way where sometimes Katelyn can be physically at the Durham office, but still live and still sound and still recorded on
For
YouTube.
Monday.
So it's a production sort of challenge. So we want to figure that out. But for Durham people that want to go to an office to watch it and have someone live, we're going to try to facilitate that.
Yeah, so it's a big space. There's about 12 private offices there. There's a big table that has computers on it now, but we're going to probably remove those so you can just bring your laptops in. There's a meeting room. There's a boardroom. There's a big kitchen with a real fridge.
Keep the monitors so we can connect it to a laptop.
So there's going to be monitors in all the private offices, but there's this one big table that has a bunch of them, but we just think we're going to clear them off, and then you guys can just bring your laptop. But all of the private offices will have a monitor for the most part. So pretty much how Ajax office works now, there's just more. So you guys can use them kind of how they are now. If you are thinking about a private office for yourself, just let us know. Obviously, it's going to come with a charge for it, but let us know if you are thinking about maybe getting a private office.
We really want you guys to host like events if you want to in the space. Free home evaluations in the evening instead of an agent on duty. Like that would take replace of that. But this is a big retail plaza where there's Metro, LCBO, Shoppers Drug Mart, Swiss Chalet.
Lots
There's
of
things that are
traffic.
open at nighttime. Kumon, which honestly the parents are going to drop the kids off. They're going to have an hour to kill. They're going to need somewhere to go. So we'll
no Costco.
But only 5 minutes from there.
So we'll organize
so we're
that.
gonna have we are gonna have agent on duty there because there is a lot of traffic. So if there's agents that want to sign up for it, we're not gonna have an agent on duty sign. It's gonna say like come inside for a free home
wanna think
evaluation.
outside the box, yeah.
So we're gonna have days like that where you can sign up. If there happens to be walk-ins, you could be the designated agent for it. My goal is to get you guys to come into the office. So Tuesdays, I'll be there for sure. So I'm gonna try to encourage like office days and maybe had some like masterminds or something in there just to kind of get you guys in more of a routine of coming in. We're gonna try to do some Wednesday trainings there. So I'm gonna be switching between Kennedy. You guys have been spoiled for the last 10 years of all the training being here. So we're gonna make it a little bit better for our Durham people too, where we're gonna do in person at Ajax once in a while. Our mortgage team's gonna be over there as well, and we may even have an agent inside the office there. What else? I think that's about it. And then like you said, maybe Monday meetings, we'll try to get something out there too, but I think it's gonna be fun. Does anyone have questions on that one? And I've had a lot of people. You guys can pop in. It's just not ready yet. But I will let you know.
Yeah, it's not on the RICO. Yes, we can't have agents go there. Work.
Yeah.
Yet.
It doesn't have internet anyway, so.
It does have internet.
It has internet.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it has internet. I am scared.
What do you mean does it have internet?
I actually was thinking about doing, so next week we are going to do a vision board day. So I'm going to do some business planning next Wednesday. I have not decided if it's going to be here or if we're going to do it at the new office so that we can all visualize together a brand new spot, brand new year. But I'll keep you posted. Depends on if we're painting and doing a bunch of stuff that day. But next Wednesday, we're going to do a vision board day. So download Canva, and that's what we're going to be using. I think that's it.
Save the date, February 26th is our awards lunch. So we'll send out communication on that as well.
Perfect.
Anything else? Pardon? I mean, probably not.
What did he say?
You can guess what he asked.
Open bar? Is that what you said?
No.
Feb 26th. Any listings anyone wants to talk about? Or Curtis?
I was looking for condos. We got one downtown. It's a 2-bedroom.
Hey, be more excited.
Got a condo downtown.
Sell it. Won't last. It's going to go tonight.
It's gonna sell tonight.
No, 2-bedroom condo downtown, right across Stack Market. It's a
Nice.
spot. Transit, right off the bathroom's fine. Bathroom's pharmacy. Condo over at DVP in Eglinton. So that's also central location, 2 minutes from DVP. 20 minutes from downtown. Easy access for anyone who's a commuter. Also quite low price, under $500,000 for 1 bedroom. 600 square feet.
Crazy.
Two-bedroom condo for more of your senior clients over at Swan Lake and Markham.
Ooh, I love Swan Lake.
Beautiful facilities, amazing amenities, gated community.
It's really nice.
Perfect for people that are not necessarily, it's not like a retirement home, but they're seniors, and it's a great community. They all play cards and have clubhouses. And
I would live there too.
I would live there.
monthly socials. It's a great spot. So if you have like elderly that you're thinking of downsizing, or you have like family members, that's a lot of what that demographic.
So is that the high rise or is it the low?
It's a low rise, 4 stories.
Yeah, I think they're all low.
But it's not the detached house. It's not
They
the
also
center.
have in that community detached
I know, but
houses.
the one you're selling right now is.
One sells-
On the boardwalk, right?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the boardwalk. And then upcoming, if anyone has a client looking for a detached, perfect starter home, it's gonna be in Maple. It's a detached 2-story, 3-bedroom. Basement is apartment unit that's currently rented out, so there's that option. That's gonna be coming up next month.
Perfect.
Which building is that?
That's a 576 Front Street.
Is that Airbnb one?
No. But it has actually probably the best JIT. I don't know if anyone cares. That's like one of the best in condos downtown for sure.
Nice. Let's get those condos sold.
Where's the farm boy one? That's the farm boy one. Yeah, right on top of the farm boy.
Nice.
What do you mean? Like when we do open?
We'll inform everybody.
Does he mean like when we open?
Until when will the
And-
Harwood?
I'm not giving anyone info. No one's allowed to show up there, but it will be the same hours as what we are now.
No, he's asking when we're
Oh,
closing.
the old. Okay. It's
Yeah. Likely going to be end
like
of
end of February. I thought you meant like what time do we close? Yeah, we are closing Harwood end of February. Laura will be coming with us to the next office. But yeah.
Long time.
Those of you need to know that we had to move Harwood office because of the area was getting decrepit.
All the homeless people.
Which they've since
All the
relocated.
homeless people hanging around there, and the parking was so that was the purpose. That was
Parking.
Parking was so
That's
bad.
what motivated this whole thing.
Yeah. So this place has a lot of parking. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So we're back to work, back to normal. We'll see everybody next week.
Sell it.
Sell it. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.